guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be filling out the monthly budget for February. If you want to see how I did this setup, you can check out my bullet journal video for February. Otherwise, I pretty much got the layout from Caffeinated Kate, except I divide my income into the 2 paychecks that I receive in the month, or the 2 pay periods of the month. So March there'll be 3 of them. I do a small section for expenses, which next month will be larger. I'm gonna reformat it next month. Credit card usage, and then totals. And then because this is the first budget video I'm doing, I just kind of wanna look at this stuff. So what this is recommended income breakdown. So for your income, it's recommended that, you know, these are usually the categories that you're going to be spending your money on, and then these are going to be the recommended percentages that you spend in each category. So this is the breakdown for my and my partner's combined income. And then in parentheses is what we actually, or our goal is, our budget in parentheses. So for $3,200 per month, it's recommended to spend between $960 and $1,280 on housing. We spend $875. We actually spend less than that because our rent is cheaper than that, but we have, we pay for parking spaces, we pay pet rent, and we have our water is included in the total cost of our rent. So I count, even though one of those is a utility and a couple of those are just extra things, I include them in the total for rent because we pay it all at once. For utilities, it's recommended to spend between 8 and 15% of your income. So for $3,200 is $256 to $480. We spend about $258.14. And what that is internet, electricity. That's an average of the electricity since it changes. My phone bill, and then I did include our subscriptions. So for iTunes and Crunchyroll, just because I didn't have another category to really put those into. For monthly installments, it's recommended between 10 and 20% of your income. So monthly installments are going to be your credit cards or any debt that you're paying. So it's recommended we pay between $320 and $640. We expect to pay around $640 just because we do put a couple of the utilities and stuff on the credit card. So it all kind of like, it balances out in the end is what happens. And we do that so that we can earn points for, you know, future travel and stuff like that. It's recommended 15 to 25% on auto, so that's between $480 and $800. We spend about $350. That's $200 every month saving up for auto insurance, and then about $150 for gas between both of our cars. Clothing is 3 to 5%, so that's $96 to $160. So we are going to start cash envelopes, and I will keep $160 every month out of the bank, and we'll each have $80 to spend on clothing and or gifts and stuff like that. Medical is 8 to 15%. That's going to be another cash envelope where we're just going to start putting $60 away every month in case we have to go to the doctor, because we were insured through work or family, so we don't ever see that money that we pay towards it anyway. Savings is between 5 and 10%. We save $500 every month, or at least we're trying to, just to get ahead. So it would be recommended $160 to $320, but we do more. And then personal assessment miscellaneous, we're gonna plan $100 every month for date night, or like if we want to go out and do anything, that's what that $100 will be for. But we're gonna start limiting ourselves to just that $100 instead of spending more than we want because we need to start saving our money. So that, I just wanted to share that little breakdown so that anyone who's trying to figure out if they're overspending somewhere, this is a really, really helpful categorization. So with all of that said, I do have my expenses right here. I'm going to start filling them in to my bullet journal. So in February, I will get paid twice, and this has my Ulta income, my Chase income, and these are the direct deposits, and then miscellaneous, and then total, which I forgot to write that in. So my income, I expect around, oh, what did I say? It's actually slightly less because I expect to have direct deposited around $450, and I expect that for each paycheck. And then we usually expect, what did I say? I'll go back to this one. We usually expect $1,100 for my partner's income. And then I'm going to put none for miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is anything I do, if I do any Postmates deliveries or my tips. And then I put a little note here. So my partner did get a raise, so we're going to be expecting $12.96 in his check from now on. And again, we're just gonna say no for miscellaneous. So on the first paycheck, we should expect around $15.50. And for the second paycheck, we'll be expecting $17.46. So I have an expected column and I have an actual column. So once we get paid on Friday, I will go in and I'll put in the actual deposits that were made. And then I won't have received any tips yet for the month of February, so miscellaneous will remain empty until the very end of the month. And then for expenses, I made this section a little too small, so I'm lumping a couple of things together. The credit card, actually we will go in order. So our internet will come out, it is $55, and that is due on the 3rd. It will auto pay, and I haven't really found a good way to denote that, so I'm just going to write an AP next to it. I'll pull this up so you can see it a little bit closer. So I'm just writing an AP next to it, and I'll find a way to categorize that for March. But I do have pretty much everything set up on auto pay now, which is really nice. So that's done. The next one is, next in line would be the credit card. And that varies, so I'm not going to put an amount in, and that is on the 8th. And that also auto pays. So we were just paying the credit card every single time we got paid. But I want to get into the habit of just having it pay on the actual billing cycle so that it's easier. And then we have, after that, I'm actually going to put my phone bill down here. And that is $117.35, and that auto pays on the 20th. And I was gonna put it up here, but I have it auto paying to the credit card so that we can earn points for it. So that $117 will still come out of our account eventually, if that makes sense. After that is electricity. that amount varies, and that comes out on the 20th as well. That one's not on auto pay yet, just because I can't set it up until I have a bill. So that will be coming up towards the end of the month because we've already paid it for January. But I will be getting that set on auto pay. But again, that's a variable amount, so it doesn't always stay the same. After that, we have, what am I gonna do? I will do our subscriptions. That comes out to, oh, I have to do the math. Sorry. 14, 18, 5, 25.84. And that is on the 20th and the 26th. Like I said, I didn't leave myself enough room. And those are both auto pay. So what I'll do for that is once the 26th comes around, actually I'm just gonna put it in half and then I'll have 2 check marks in that spot. After that, we have rent. And that for right now is $875. And that is going to come out on the 26th as well, and that is also auto pay. I have that set up to come out 2 days before the last day of the month. That way it never comes out late. And then that's actually going to go up in May, will be the first one that it goes up, because they did raise our rent just a little bit. It goes up to $881. And then after that, we have USAA. That is $200. And that is going to come out, that's going to be a cash envelope. And I will pull that out at the end of the month. So on the 28th, I will pull that out and put it in an envelope. What else goes on the credit card is going to be gas for our cars and groceries. And once we buy groceries, I'll write in how much we spent, and then once we get to the end of the month, I'll write how much we spent on gas. But that's basically everything I have. So we pay USAA in 6-month increments, so it's easier to pull out the cash over the course of the 6 months than it is to try and pay it all at once. And I have my grocery list. So the next video you guys see is going to, I believe, be my grocery shopping video. So I'll show you guys how I break all of this down. Going to Costco, going to Winco, and going to Lily's Asian Market because it's more cost effective for us that way. There's a couple of other miscellaneous things I need to get. So we won't be saving our full $500 for February because there are some stuff we need to get for around the house. We have not had a mop since we moved in and our floors are nasty. And then January's already filled in except for gas because I didn't get to it. And it's a hot mess. You can see I changed some stuff. So that's what I have for February. And I think that's everything I had to say. Once we get to the end of the month, or when I do my March budget, I'll show you guys this one filled in as well so that you can see how it looks all completed. And I can take this little sticker note off because I finally filled it in. Oops. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I look forward to seeing you next week for, actually, let me even just double check. Yep, we're going grocery shopping next week. So I'll show you how I do my shopping for the entire month, going to 3 different stores. which seems like a lot, but it's a lot of fun. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.